Hi there, it's Nicole for Lawn Fawn, and today I have a card featuring the new Ready, Set, Shake stamp set. And this is a great complementary stamp set to the Ready, Set, Snow and Ready, Set, Snow shaker that was released during the holiday season. So now you can take those great shakers and make cute little snow globe type images or cards and tags and all kinds of things, and for lots of seasons, not just the holiday season. I'm going to create an Easter themed tag here today using these shaker dies simply because Easter is coming, and I thought it would be fun to show how you could create a cute little tag, maybe to tie onto an Easter basket or something like that. So I have die cut the solid base of that snow globe from the Ready, Set, Shake snow globe, or the Ready, Set, Snow shaker rather, I guess I should say. And then I used the cutout frame to draw a pencil line. I'm going to erase this in a little bit, but that's going to give me an idea of where to stamp my images here to do a little no line coloring. And I am using some images from the Chirpy Chirp Chirp stamp set. And I used a little squeezed lemonade and mustard seed distress markers. I just colored them on an acrylic block, and then I'm picking them up with a damp paintbrush and doing a little no line coloring. I stamped my images with the antique linen distress ink, and that's going to blend in nicely with those other distress inks, and you'll kind of lose the line, thus giving you the no line coloring. I used some spiced marmalade for the beak on the chick and the little feet. Then I am going to take some picked raspberry distress ink and really just pick up a tiny bit of it with a damp paintbrush so it's very, very light, and color in the inside areas of the little chick's bunny hat. I'm going to use cracked pistachio to color in the rest of the bunny hat. Again, using a really light hand to start out with this. Pretty watered down so that it's very nice light pastel, and then I'm going to build up the color just a little bit more, make sure and get rid of any of those or any of that antique linen line. You can see the little chick taking shape there, so cute. I'm going to stamp a paintbrush and the little paint can from the Chirpy Chirp Chirp stamp set next to him. I'll start with the paintbrush first, using a little gathered twigs for part of the paintbrush. The tip of the paintbrush I'll do with picked raspberry. The brush part itself is going to be a little mustard seed with a little gathered twigs in it to darken it just a tiny little bit. And then that little silver area at the end of the paintbrush is going to be with pumice stone. I'll stamp the paint basket, or paint bucket rather, also from Chirpy Chirp Chirp, but then the eggs are going to be from the Happy Spring stamp set. I believe that's what that one's called, or Happy Easter stamp set rather, sorry. So I'm going to use that little egg there. Again, I'm coloring in the paint from the bucket with the picked raspberry ink because that matches the tip of the paintbrush, so it looks like he's been painting that egg with the picked raspberry ink. And then I've painted in part of the egg with the picked raspberry ink as well. Just work to get that to look as good as possible. Do the stripes on this egg with the spiced marmalade distress ink. And then I'm going to paint the bucket with the pumice stone. The less water you use, I think the more control you get with this no line coloring, especially with small images like this. So I try to keep my paintbrush just barely damp, not soaking wet. I'm going to stamp one more Easter egg to the right of the chick and go ahead and color this in with cracked pistachio. and then some squeezed lemonade distress inks. Once I have that done, I'm going to let this dry really well and then take a pencil, or an eraser rather, and erase all my pencil lines. Now, using very watered down tumbled glass distress ink, I'm just going to color in a little bit of blue sky all the way around my images. Very light. It's just a tiny little hint of color for the background. Very, very light. I'm going to make sure that's really good and dry now. Go ahead and color in the eyes with a black glaze pen. Then I'm going to stamp the grass from Chirpy Chirp Chirp with the Twisted Citron Distress ink. And then using just a damp paintbrush, not wet, because you don't want any of those paint colors to really run. You just want to soften those blades of grass. Just go over those with a damp paintbrush. From the Ready Set Shake stamp set, I'm going to stamp Happy Spring on some watercolor cardstock using the Simon Says Stamp Intense Black ink, and I'm coloring it in with a little picked raspberry distress ink. I'm going to set that aside to dry. Go ahead and cut out the front of my shaker or my snow globe. I did not make a shaker for this. You definitely could if you wanted to, but I kept it more of a flat type of card. I'm going to apply some Twisted Citron Distress ink along the bottom of my snow globe. Along the top, I'm going to apply the Tumbled Glass Distress ink. It just mimics the grass along the bottom of the scene and then the blue sky up above. Once I have my distress ink applied, I'm going to take the distress sprayer filled with water and spritz just a tiny little bit of water on this panel. Let the water sit for about 30 seconds or so and then blot it dry with a paper towel. It's going to give it just a tiny bit of a distressed look and lighten that ink just a little bit, which I think coordinates nicely with the no-line watercoloring I did for the inside. I've die cut my label then using the die that comes with the Ready Set Snow die collection. I've die cut a solid snow globe piece for the back of the tag from some smooth white cardstock, plus another tag that has a little tag hanger from the stitched circle tags. Then I'm going to stamp a greeting and a butterfly from Chirpy Chirp Chirp on this solid piece. And next, I'm ready to put the whole thing together. I'm going to sandwich this tag in between my two solid pieces here. So the back of the tag with the stamping, then my decorative background. That's going to give me that great little tag hanger that's hidden. Place the front of the snow globe on, the label on the snow globe, add some decorative black glaze pin there to that little title, thread through some twine to finish off this tag. And that is going to be it for this really adorable Easter tag using one of the new Ready Set Shake greeting labels from the new stamp set from Lawn Fawn. Thanks for watching this video showcasing an Easter tag created with Lawn Fawn stamps and dies. The supplies I've used to create this tag are listed and linked below the video on YouTube. Here are a couple more Easter-themed videos you might be interested in. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.